I'm Jared Rosenblitt from Toronto, Canada. I'm from Toralug, but I'm also part of Gamerlug. And I made a Metroid Prime display based on one of my favorite video games as a kid, Metroid Prime. And there's actually two parts to the display. So the first part over there is it's the first part of the game where you're in what's called the Space Pirate. The Space Pirates are the bad guys of Metroid Prime, and you are trying to get out of their frigate Orpheon, which is a giant spaceship, and you get blasted by these like creepy insects or parasites that blow up in your face. It's one of the most annoying levels of the game, but it's a lot of fun, and I love the shape of the corridors in the ship. I think it's 10-sided, so I tried to replicate that in LEGO. And then once you escape, you go through this adventure on Talon 4, the planet below that you land on, and it leads up to a climactic battle with first with this guy over here named Meta-Ridley, and he is one of the prime antagonists of the Metroid series. And in this game, he's kind of got these like amazing machine parts integrated. He's like a cyborg almost. It's integrated into his body, and it's one of the hardest fights of the game. If you play it on a very high difficulty, it's scary. And Meta-Ridley, actually, it's because Metroid Prime as a kid, I played it and it just gave me nightmares when I fought this guy. There's a lot of really neat aspects to him. My favorite part, of course, is the head. And there's a funny story to it. I wasn't sure which bad guy I was going to build. So I went to Toralug member Adam Halling, a Gamerlug Toralug member Adam Halling, and I showed him the jaw piece that's upside down. I kept holding it right side up, and I said, I can't figure out if this would work well for Meta-Ridley. And they took it from me. He's like, why don't you just use it upside down? I was like, oh, duh. So that turned out really well. I love the head sculpt, and just Meta-Ridley is probably one of the coolest things to capture in LEGO, because he's just got, with the integration of the machine into the organic parts, I tried to replicate that in the build. So you've got like the very curved feet and arms and very sleek and scary claws, but then you've also got these grinding, sharp mechanical parts. And my second favorite part is probably the little dome with the 4 orange dots on it, because in the game, I think the final part when you fight him, you have to shoot at that part, and it's really frustratingly hard, and it was hard to get it in LEGO, but when I did get it, it's awesome. And he's got such cool stuff. He's got 360 rotation on the arm. I do have to be a little gentle here. I can't fully move it, but because it requires 2 arms, and I'm holding a piece for some weird reason. But yeah, and then I've got Samus as well. And another funny story about Samus, I put it on Reddit, and I got a lot of complaints that her torso was too thin. So I think like an hour before Brickworld, I was like, oh, I don't know if the public will enjoy this. So I switched it up, and I used cheese slopes on the side of a Travis brick, and it was turned out okay. Turns out I got a lot of compliments for it, so it means a lot.
Awesome, yeah.
And hopefully, this is not the complete build. I plan to bring part 2 to Brickworld. I just kind of ran low on the budget. But yeah.
Okay, very nice. And I like the flooring kind of work here. How'd you come up with that? Because all these kind of angled pieces and stuff. Oh
boy. It took a very long time. Originally, I wanted to do actual tiles, but the nice part about Metroid is that Metroid Prime especially, is that it's a game with a lot of detail. And you can't simplify the detail into as a lot of builders do in LEGO. That's something you really have to try and get. I was speaking earlier about with Meta-Ridley, is the smooth organic feel, because you're on an alien world, and so Snot, I think, best replicates that, because you can get really nice turns with square bricks. Unfortunately, it's not totally complete because I didn't get an order and it didn't arrive on time. But for the most part, it's filled in, and yeah, it's really the organic component, and Snot just portrays it really well.
Yeah, very cool. And this is how big is this build exactly? It looks like
5 feet.
Okay.
I measured it, tip to tail, 5 feet.
Yeah, that's awesome. So great job with that. Thanks for taking us through it.
No problem. Thank you guys.